is
Sha Sha, First Lady of Loyalty Radio, the Queen's in the building.
Absolutely. We're so excited to have you here. Your wealth of knowledge, information, your wisdom.
Thank you.
Your understanding, your
I'm
experience,
excited.
all of that wonderful stuff is beneficial to our listeners. And we're so grateful to have you here to be able to share that with our peeps.
I'm very happy for the opportunity to be able to share on this wonderful platform. It's mind-blowing to me right now. It really is. It's mind-blowing.
Thank you.
Talk to us about your piercings and your tattoos.
I'm going to go in and eat this.
Oh my God, he just put me out. Okay, my piercings. I have quite a few piercings. I have quite a few piercings. Sometimes I wonder, do they rub people the wrong way, or do they think I'm a little over the top because of my piercings? But I mean,
He's really listening to a movie.
Oh well, you know, I'm not afraid to scare people, I guess you could say that. And I have quite a few piercings. Most of them are biblical.
Biblical piercings?
Biblical piercings.
No, I'm sorry, my tattoos.
I said, where in the Bible? Okay. I know Jesus was pierced in his side, so
Jesus
so
wept.
you got a piercing in your oblique?
No. Most of my tattoos are biblical. I have quite a few tattoos. Most of the time you can't see them because they're covered. Let me have one. I like cashews. But most of the time they're covered.
Thank you.
I did that for jobs' sake.
version.
So, you know, I can wear my tank tops. You can see them.
Okay.
I have Isaiah 54:17 on my back. You know, no weapons formed against me shall prosper. The 23rd Psalms is also on my back. And I have one from Amos also on my arm. It talks about the first eclipse ever. My father, my mother, of course, my children. Probably going to be adding my grandson very soon. So I don't know. It was a bit of a pain outlet to get out a little pain. That's all.
You gonna put me on there?
If you make me $1 million, I will put your whole face
Right there?
right there.
Okay.
Right there.
right.
I mean, and I'm going to challenge you to that. Like, I'm going to pull up.
The people are hearing it, so. Okay.
My word is my bond.
Okay.
But you did
right.
hear the
And
part
I'm
about
gonna
you
put
make her $1 million.
good man.
That's easy.
Again,
Yeah.
I'm going to put good man on that
Okay.
tattoo.
All right.
Whole face. Right there.
All right. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You can get
All
the
right.
high school picture. By the time the $1 million come, you don't want the Benjamin Button picture.
No, we're going to do this fast. It's going to be a
That's
fast
right.
pace. It's not going to be no slow money. It's going to be fast
right.
money. It's
That's
gonna
right.
get
Because
there,
we're
keep
learning
rolling.
from the experiences of other people.
Absolutely.
And we're growing and building upon the foundation that people have shared.
Right.
When we were talking to Regina Bell and Shirley Caesar, that's part of that foundation
Right,
that was
absolutely.
being shared because some of the things that they had to go through,
Absolutely.
we don't got to go through.
Absolutely.
That
So
would be
because they're
experience.
sharing.
And they often talk about standing on the shoulders of those that came before us.
Absolutely.
You know, and I think I sing praise and worship. I ain't trying to launch a CD. I ain't trying to be in a concert. I ain't trying to do anything like that.
You really could, though. Your voice is beautiful.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much. It's very comfortable. That was a compliment. How much
That's
I
what
owe
I
you?
do.
I'm a cash out you for that one. Here, I think I got 5 on that compliment right
Okay.
there. Now I got to get changed.
Oh,
I got to get changed.
you're beautiful. You're anointed.
10, 15, okay.
Yeah. Your
We gonna
lips
have
are
lunch in a
aware.
minute.
Exactly. I'm trying to work this out. You know.
But I mean, I think that I'm disappointed is the word that I'll use when I see the behavior and mannerisms of other artists that feel entitled and privileged by the opportunity that they have. Baby, there would be no you had it not
That's
been
right.
for those that came before you.
Right.
You know,
So true.
and I'm not even in the music industry like that. And if I
Right.
get that sick feeling in the pit of my stomach, you know, by the rivals and the, you know.
Oh, I'm so over the rivals. I am so over
I don't
it.
know, that Cardi B against whoever she against now today and Little
West
Kim's
Side,
and
East
all
Side,
that.
L.A., New York. and-
Like literally music.
But this
used
is
to
what they
pull
set up.
people
It's like a
together.
whole plan to make sure that we're constantly at a rival. If
Right.
you and I cannot connect,
then we
There's
can't
going to
impact
be
greater.
information that I'm going to miss from you, from me, what have you, and that means no growth.
That's right.
Absolutely.
There's no growth there.
Absolutely.
When we
And-
can connect, we can grow.
Right.
Yes.
What is it that we can do in the roles in our sphere of influence right now that can eliminate or minimize the disconnect there? How can we individually use our platforms to bring unity to the beef? To the ones that, like you said, there's information to be shared. However, this crab mentality, there's a whole system that has to be just
Squashed.
torn down and rebuilt.
We have
in
to be a
different
bigger
manner.
person. We have to, back in the 90s rap, we had like Queen Latifah and what have
Right.
UNITY. These were bringing a lot of these rappers together, male and female. Back in those days, Salt, Pepper, Kim, all these
Right.
people, they did a lot of collabos together.
Yes.
Now you barely see females collaborating together.
Ever.
We really need to get back to that,
Right.
sisters. Can we collab? Do you know how much I would love to see a Cardi and Nicki collabo?
Right.
But they keep sleeping with each other's man.
They
so
are not.
That's why they get
They
upset.
are not. But I feel like the media is feeding a lot. Of that.
Yes.
They are.
So-
they have the gas, and they're just
Right.
That's
everywhere.
right. That's right.
So
Yes.
here is your opportunity with your sphere of influence, because it is media fed and media bred. We've got to actually do something different. So your role is to get individual artists, however, and pull them together. Your role is to actually create a platform or an opportunity for that to be seen and to be heard. My role is to get the sponsors and the advisors in position, in place, to see that they can do greater together than they do individually.
Sound
and
like we just
separate.
made a plan.
I think so. I just needed to hear, yeah.
We just made a plan. Y'all hear it? We just made a plan.
If
here.
you're an
Implement.
individual artist, you're an independent artist right now, and you are interested in collaborating, call 877-342-7770. Again, 877-342-7770. There's nothing but opportunity standing in the way of you and the next destination.
That's it. Nothing but
That's right.
opportunities.
Space and opportunity.
I would just love to
That's right.
to see the media promote and support more than just the bad news.
Absolutely.
I feel like that lady on the wheels. Don't nobody bring me no bad news.
Yes.
Okay.
That is my mantra. That is my mantra.
Want it
Absolutely.
anymore at all.
Because people like drama.
They love it.
People like
It's shock
criticism
value.
and
Right.
negativity.
It sells. Sex sells, drama sells, beef sells, all of that. It
Everything.
sells. And that's kind of why they keep the beef.
At what price,
At
though?
what cost?
That's the thing. Like, it sells, but what are we sacrificing? I was-
Relationships,
I was
long-term
watching-
relationships.
Life.
I was watching This Is Us. Love it. Like, always a tearjerker. Oh man, it makes me want to cry every single time.
Cry stories.
Every time it was the whole episode. But then I was just like, all of the magically
Okay.
set, and the girl was like, I don't know what to wear that makes me feel like myself. I'm like, why the kid gotta be gay now? Like, why give her that role? Why can't it be? I understand it's there, but why does it have to be that? Why can't it be, I'm ashamed of my body? Why can't it be, I feel overweight, or I feel underweight, or I feel like, why does it have to be that?
The same
Why
reason
are
why
we
on
pouring that
Station
into
19
everything?
or no 911, 911, where you have that female cop who was married to African American dude, and they end up getting a divorce because he's with a
Because
man.
he was, yeah.
So he married
But
another
see-
man, left her to marry another man. It's like psychologically, what does that do to you?
Right. And how does that relate to
The
the
theme, the story,
majority
right?
of like why? I remember my mom used to get mad because it was unnecessary nudity. Like, we couldn't watch anything. Like, all of a sudden somebody walked by with their boobies out. Like, when she just going to get a bowl of cereal? Why she take her shirt off?
She needed some milk.
Like, why she was you gonna use your own milk? Right. Like, it was just
Hey.
unnecessary. So now, as I watch, being in radio, I've never been a big television person, but being in radio, I want to sit here like wait until the conversation over because I don't know what y'all talking about. So I've gotten into looking and seeing more things, not sitting for hours. I'm not married to, oh my God, my show coming on. I got to hear, everybody be quiet. Shut up. I haven't gotten there. But the one thing that I have discovered that I don't like about television is that it is forcing homosexuality. It's forcing, you know, derogatory behavior. It's forcing. It's like it's constantly forcing. I will sit in front of a Turner Classic Music, black and white, singing in the rain all day long because it's just basic entertainment. It didn't force me in any direction. But now today, the media is forcing us into different things.
But that's why you have that cartoon that's out where they made a whole big movie of it. And it was Sesame Street, I guess, or one of them.
The Muppets.
The Muppets.
The
Right.
Muppets.
Yeah, they had a whole
I can't
movie.
even watch it.
They just
It's
turned
like rated
sexual.
R. It's like the rated R version of
Yeah,
the Muppets.
they turned sexual.
Well, you know, fairy tales were once adult. They were just for adults. They weren't like Cinderella and all
Right,
this. They were
right.
written for
Yeah.
adults. They were not written for
Right.
children. They rewrote them, and then now they're for children. So
They took something as innocent as,
innocent.
food.
Kermit?
As food.
food.
Kermit
That was
stays
another
17
thing.
No,
now,
the
like,
sausage
Food.
party.
The sauce. That's
The-
food.
What
You
was
got
it?
food having sex now. It's like and nudity and stripping.
It's a
and
cartoon,
It's
yeah.
a food.
Like
A
everything.
hot
like,
dog,
they are
a bun.
forcing.
It's like
But then they want to wonder why our children are so sexual.
exactly.
Our children are
Again.
over
Getting pregnant at
sex.
13, 14.
All the above.
All that.
Let's talk about
Hormones, all that stuff.
They're in there doing nudes and all on Instagram
Yeah.
and inboxing, and then now your child doesn't want to go to school. They can't
Right.
focus because they're so stuck in the middle of all of the sexuality.
That's right.
That's not where the
Twerking
mom's
competitions
Every-
at the age of 5.
And seeing that, oh, look at my baby. Watch what he do. Watch what he do. I'm like, first of all, you still got a diaper on. You should be gyrating like that. And you ain't even potty trained? Like, you gonna spring a leak right there like that. Like,
But see,
that
that's the
is-
fertilizer. Again, back to my fertilizer.
That's right.
That's the fertilizer that they choose to put on their children.
Right.
You know,
But then it rubs off onto our children because they
That is
spend
true.
8 hours a day in school, in the
With those
classroom,
same children.
with them dirty kids.
Right.
And now I'm trying to figure out how come my kids are, where'd you learn that?
Leave it,
We ain't
right.
never said that up in here.
Let's take that back.
But yet they
Right.
bringing all this stuff back to the house, and it's like,
Absolutely. My 5-year-old niece was talking about the use of the middle finger. And we were like, when she was
dissertation.
like, whatever the little boy name was, she was like,
She had PowerPoint with
she said he used this finger, and she spelled F-U-K. Nobody corrected her. We didn't want her to. But the whole point was she knew not to stick it up. She knew not to say it, but she spelled it. Like, that was enough to be like, whatever this other child has influenced her, something in her soul, because of the fertilizer, something in her soul told her that's a weed. And when I talk about it, I better not use it and I better not say it. But I want to tell them what happened at school today. Parents, when your kids give you those opportunities to tell you about your day or their
Please
day,
listen.
teaching moment.
listen, but also
Please
help
listen.
cultivate it. Don't
Train.
laugh at it. Don't giggle at it. Don't think it's cute. Don't, hold on, let me go Facebook Live. Say it again, Junior, say it again. That is not, because at that point, you're now condoning that behavior.
Exactly.
And you're creating a defiant, disrespectful little, that I want to backhand, when they standing in a store cussing.
But you also have to break things down to your kids because not everybody's household is the same.
Correct.
And my daughter is good for her questions. She'll come and ask, like, why do they wear certain things? And, why is this going on? And what have you. Okay, well, not everybody's mom has been taught that this child, as a child, should not wear this. She'd talk about weave. The number one thing was the weave in elementary school. The weave. And why I can't wear weave. I'm a little girl. First of all, you have a head full of hair. Second of all, it's too adult. You'll see little kids walking to these elementary schools and they got the braids down their back, and then you're wondering why they can't focus.
I thought you were talking about a thong.
Oh, God. I don't wanna go there. But,
In gym class,
just
digging
not
in your
taught.
butt.
It's just not taught. They're not putting fertilizer on these kids, and
Right.
that's how they're growing, with a bunch of weeds around them.
That's
and
right.
they all get together, and it's a whole group of stupids.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
Blind leading the blind.
Right.
blind leading
Right.
the blind. We have to do better with
Yeah.
our children. We're sending these ladies out here in this community, and you'll see a whole group of them, and you're almost embarrassed when they're not even your children.
That's right.
Absolutely.
They're walking through the mall cussing and carrying on. The little girls, they got on the pants, and they so doggone tight, it's crying shame.
Right. Baking bread, between the
Someone
legs.
bought that for you, and it was probably your parent, and they were okay with it.
Right.
That's right.
Let you go, let you do that. The scripture that says, raise up a child in the way that they should go, so when they're old, they won't depart from it. But the problem is, if you raise
We
them
don't
up
know
with
which
the
way they
wrong
should go.
information,
Exactly.
No, if you're training them up inappropriately, they're going to learn
Right.
inappropriately. If they never have an opportunity to experience it. I have some really good friends that live in New York, and I love New York City, but they have a daughter who is, and I told them, I said, she has more energy that she needs to release than New York will allow. She does not have a playground to go play to. She can't go outside and
She needs
play.
to be down
You're
south.
working, right? I'm like, you're working parents, and they couldn't understand. I said, well, she's got this, and she's got that, she's got this, and she's got that. I'm like, everywhere you send her, there is an authoritative figure wrangling her energy. We put her in soccer, but she's got a coach wrangling, stay within the perimeter.
Right.
She's in school with energy, but stay within the perimeter. You come home, do this, but stay within the perimeter. That child actually does need an environment that lets her know it is safe to go hog
That she
wild,
can do
flip
things.
outside the yard, roll down the hill. You know, like, I'm like,
Be a kid.
literally to be a kid, because although they're defining she's a child and we're just watching over her, there's no freedom in that. And every adult in her life is getting frustrated with her because that energy is pent up. I'm like, but it's bottled. You know, we let her run. No, you locked her in a cage field and told her to run.
They're telling her a bunch of can't.
I'm like, that's not what she needs. So even when it comes to where we live, their other children were born in other states and other countries, where her first child was born in Germany.
Wow.
Like, that's freelance right there. Like, look out for that cow. Like, that's all you have to look out for. But now you put this one in a box, you know, and it's different. And we have to realize that in raising children and in those environments, that sometimes it's not them. Sometimes it's not the
It really
adult.
is.
Sometimes it's the environment that they're in, and her behavior, her mannerisms, what she's expressing to you. She needs more wide open space than what New York will give her in a safe environment. With two working parents, it's different. If it's one is stay at home and, you know, go to Central Park, run around, you know, you just put one of them dog collars on. Like, when you go outside the perimeter, you get zapped, and she'll come back, but you free reign, you go ahead. But they don't have that sort of environment, and, you know, kids miss out on that, and then they grow up to be ratcheties.
I feel like a lot of parents are afraid to approach topics, and they let their kids discuss.
Figure it out on their own.
Figure it out on their own and discuss these things with their friends. And again, that's the whole group of stupids
Yep.
that none of them know anything. You know, not trying to be funny, but none of these children
don't.
know anything. They haven't lived
Long
5 minutes of
enough.
life
Yep.
to know any information.
You ain't even got a bill in
I'm
your name.
a perfect example. I had a child at 14 years old. I had no fertilizer and no information. I learned everything that I learned about sex from my friends. And we were a whole group of stupids, you know, right there together. But I have daughters and a son now. None of them did exactly and repeated my same patterns because
Break the
I made
cycle.
sure that fertilizer was there. I gave, before they were, as soon as I heard somebody say anything that was near sex or their body or any, okay, let's
I
address
said
this.
6, not
You know-
sex, mommy. I was 6. I was
Oh,
counting.
my bad.
I was counting.
Nope,
We there now. Well, I said it, so now you're gonna learn.
But honestly, you have to get these children ready for what's actually going on, because these children are very sexual. They have the internet. These kids, they're getting the
Yeah.
iPads and what have you so young. So you can put the parentals on their devices.
Girl, please, you
but
seen the
it's so easy
characters
for them
on their video games?
Hello.
The video game characters got thongs and hoo-has and
And I'm not one of those
everything
parents
else.
that sets all of these parentals, because the world is not friendly at all.
Not at
You
all.
know, all of this stuff is going to be available to you eventually at your homegirl house, around the corner, at the park. That information is going to be
On
there.
the side of the bus.
Oh, girl.
As it drives by.
So you may as well get them ready for all of this. Because if you don't,
Right,
the world
world
will.
will.
And then when you get that report from school, oh, we called so-and-so in the bathroom with so-and-so. And then now you're mortified, but you gave them no information.
Absolutely.
You did not tell them what they should be doing.
That's right.
We spend a lot of times telling our kids what they can't do. We need to tell them what they can
do.
and what they should be doing. Give them that information, and they'll have
Right.
another route to go. Why? You can't just tell them can't. I can't. You can't do that. Tell them why.
Right. And build a relationship where your kids are comfortable talking to you.
Absolutely.
I love my sister's a single mom of 3 children. And it was funny because when her kids first started going to school, of course, you know, you kind of scared, and they would come in the house, she'd be like, who touched you today? Who said something? They was like, nobody. Like, I had a good day. Like,
Crazy.
I made you something. You know? But she would let them know if somebody does something, say something to me. Let me know. And we were like, but you can't go crazy. Like, they just got off the bus, and you're like, how you do? Who touched you? Who bullied you? Did somebody touch your private parts? Like, I went to school. Like, we're in a good neighborhood, and I'm not saying that it don't happen.
And make yourself aware of your educators
Right.
too now.
But let's let them get all the way off
Let's
the
not
bus.
leave those people out. I had an incident that just happened recently that rubbed me all the way wrong, and it got past me. And I'm one of those involved parents that actually got past me. This whole little episode, I don't know if y'all have seen it on social media. These schools here are taking children to this former schoolhouse and having our children pick cotton.
Girl, bye.
Pick cotton.
This is real, people.
Pick cotton.
My child was one of them, picking cotton.
Oh.
And I'm reading about it, and then my child says, oh, yeah, and she starts singing old slave spirituals.
No.
We had fun. My child didn't even know that, you know, she shouldn't have been picking cotton or that this would even upset me. I think she had an idea that it was upset me because she never told me about it until this thing hit social media. She was like, oh, my school went to there, and we picked cotton, and the man was standing out with a whip, and all of this, they're videotaping. This is real, right here in the South, people.
Wow.
Real. It actually happened. They
Okay.
videotaped this whole thing with your kids singing Negro spirituals and all of this, and they're gonna pick the cotton, and he cracking the whip, and you just went too far.
And what was this, math class?
History.
Yeah. Social studies. This is
Because we got to do some
history.
subtraction, and somebody gonna come up missing in this group.
And my child knew how I would react, so she kind of left that information out for the sake of that teacher. Lord have mercy. But, you know, you also have to be aware of your educators and aware of what's
Absolutely.
going on, you
That
know,
is
not
true.
just signing off these permission slips, because I signed it all. Oh, they're going to the schoolhouse. And I didn't find out the information. That was in my own neglect. You know, so there's my accountability on that one.
Right.
You really have to know your educators, because there are some people out here that get a laugh off
Yeah.
of things at your own expense. And someone got a laugh off of something at my child's expense. And still makes me very uncomfortable, but you know.
How do they get in contact with you?
Loyalty Management 803@gmail.com. First Lady Red is 1ST_ lady with an I _REDD da-da-da. And I pick up the phone, email me. I will get back with you. You want to talk to me, I will get back with you.
And loyalty management is loyaltymgt 803@gmail.com. Okay, because you know they'll spell out management.
Oh, yes.
Trying to be
Loyalty
impressive.
MGT
Yes.
803@gmail.com. Yes.
And if you want to get in on the Dr. Business parental educational classes that are required in order to give birth in this country,
Yeah.
be sure to call the radio station 877-342-7770. You will not have a child unless you go through these series of classes so that you know how to raise the child. You know, you got all this stuff where you got to take classes and they test drive just to get a driver's license.
Yes, and we're gun license.
Exactly.
They should have
But
a
yet
class
to have
before you.
a child, you just pop them
Nothing,
out.
just
pop,
freestyle.
pop, 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 and you figure it out along the way. Makes no sense.
At all.
Freestyling.
Family, you're tuned in to the Profit and Growth Hour here on WDRB Media,
The voice of the community.